Good afternoon, comrades. It is unfortunate that I wouldn't be together with you. 2 weeks and a half ago, I went to a surgery of my knee, on my right knee. I thought at the time that when this date arrived, I would be ready to be together with you. But unfortunately, I wouldn't be together with you because of circumstances beyond my ability. But that doesn't stop us from talking to one another. And that has no ability to stop us from not celebrating the 8 years of WFTU. We're looking forward to a centenary of this federation. I am sure that nothing that will stop us to reach the centenary if we have managed to reach 8 years of existence. And I want to acknowledge the General Secretary, Comrade Bambis. I want to acknowledge the leadership of our sectors. The fact that we now, the number we are in the world, it is because of the sectors and the sectors that are recruited on behalf of the Federation. At time to time, we must be able to assess and check the status of our sectors so that we can be assured of more members. We are celebrating 8 years of existence. We are celebrating 8 years of struggles. We are celebrating 8 years of working class struggle, and we are celebrating 8 years of solidarity struggle. Solidarity with people of Cuba, solidarity with people of Nicaragua, solidarity with people of Iraq, solidarity with people of Libya. We all know what is happening in the world today into Palestinian people. The genocide that every country seems to look aside on a claim to be blind, not to see what is happening. We will always be together with those workers. We want to call upon to our affiliates in all over the world to coordinate and do something about the people of Palestine. Whether we do it in a form of statement, whether we do it in a form of donation, whatever that it is possible that we can do. Because 8 years means that we've been together with Palestinian people. We cannot change now that they need us the most. That the time for us to be there and to have a voice in solidarity with our comrade in Palestine is needed more than it ever before. When we celebrate because we calculate and we talked about our success and we talked about our failures. Life of trade union like ourselves, it has ebb and flows in its life. It's like us. We all know that many thought that in the collapse of Soviet Union, the WFTU was going to perish. We're still existing. We're still there, and we still struggle. We must, comrade, assess the Federation's ability to grow. We must understand regions such as Europe, where we are not very strong. We must understand the region in the African continent, where we are not strong. And we must be able to understand the struggle that have been engaged in those regions. I want to suggest that at some stage, because we did call conference of the region called Europe, where the discussion, although I was not present in that meeting, I know that we're discussing the issues that are relevant to that region. We must discuss the issues that are relevant to to Africa. And I hope that one day we are going to call the African Continent Summit. We must now call the African Summit not on the basis of language, whether it's Anglophone or Francophone. We must call all African continent, all African countries together in one room and discuss the future of the working class in this region. It is important. We must acknowledge the struggle that people of Ouagadougou are engaged on. This country and the current leadership tells us that things that we think that are impossible can be done. Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso, these countries have showed that there's a struggle that needs to be engaged in Africa. Remember, we split in 1949. And the reason why we split it is because we adopted a resolution that says we will support countries and oppose to colonial practices that are done by other countries in suppressing other countries and exploitation. These countries in Africa that I just spoken about, they're doing exactly that. That's our resolution. They need our support. We must support them. The 8 years of existing, the 8 years of struggle, it means that we have been strong day by day. We have been waking up after the collapse of Soviet Union. And everybody recognized that WFTU is still existing. There are structures in the world that refuses to recognize us or to treat us like others, such as the International Labour Organization, that they discriminate with us and treating us as if we do not exist, because they want to be manipulated by the yellow unions. We must continuously engage in our strategic approach to these matters in order to make sure that we build this federation. We must congratulate the leadership of WFTU to having arrived in where we are. And we must congratulate the comrade of France for historically being one that this federation was established and still being prepared to host the 8 years of celebration in the same country, in the same area where WFTU was established. Comrade, we have a class. This class has to be protected. This class has to prevail. We have responsibility to make sure that the contemporary need of the working class of the world is our priority. If we continue to do that, workers are going to be listening to us, because no one must take the working class for granted. They are not fools. They understand exactly what is their right, and they need an organization like ours to make sure that the struggle for solidarity is enhanced. Leaders of this federation must be the leaders that are prepared to sacrifice their personal well-being in order to make sure that the working class of the world benefit. Being 80 years of existence, it means that we have more responsibility than the period where we were less than these years in existence. And we must be able to adapt to the changing world conditions. And that adapting and adaptation of ourselves must be able to focus and not to change our approach. But as time goes, we must be able to move around with a period and continuously remain into a one-track level in terms of our struggles. These are very, very important lessons. Once again, I am so sorry that I couldn't be together with you, but we are 80 years. We're still going to be 90 years, and we are going to be 100 years. And we continuously celebrate each and every remarkable achievement of this federation. And surely, at that time, we will all of us to be together and make sure that we continue to push together, shoulder by shoulder. Thank you to the Secretariat of WFTU. Thank you to the legend comrades who have been together with us, keeping this union, this federation rolling. Comrade like George Mavrikos, Comrade George Perez, many comrades. And the team that Comrade George is working with now to do what I think it is important in the organization like ourselves, focused into a consciousness of our workers and invest into our youth and make sure that we continuously make bridges easier to young people to take over time to time when leaders expired, because we do expire. We come and go. But when we go, there must be no gap. For us to do that successfully, the responsibility of the International Institute of the Working Class becomes very, very important in bridging that gaps. So I hope that comrades who we have met understand very well that in a struggle of the working class like ours, there is nothing of sort of called retirement. We don't retire in a struggle. We continue as up until we expired. And we leave behind our legacy, and our legacy continues. Same as those that established WFTU in France, in other countries, in Soviet Union. With those, I want to suggest that let us, all of us, celebrate, and let us, all of us remember this period, and let us, all of us, remember that 80 years didn't come just as 80 years. Came through a struggle and solidarity and shoulder to shoulder in making sure that this federation stay alive. Thank you very much.